Here's my workshop at the back of the garage, where I like to make model engines and other devices, and also do some changes to the equipment to make it more efficient. And I'm going to show you a quick overview of the lathe, and then later on the items in more detail. So first of all, you've got a nice set of quick change tool posts and a DRO on the tailstock and multiple locks on the cross slide and top slide. And here I can disengage the gears to the feed screw just by, that's it engaged, and that's it unengaged. And on the end of the feed screw I've got a nice handle. At the back here I'll slide this off, and you can down here, so the spare parts, other chucks, 4-jaw, and all the little bits and pieces that you need there. Up here some more cutters and all the drills. To mount the quick change tool post on this lathe, I had to make a little square block there that because of this boss. So I made it a tight fit on there, and then you can see the tool post lines up accurately with that to get it square. Here we are with the cover off the gears, and I'll show you how this works. This is the lever here, and it just replaces the screw that's on the banjo, and when I loosen that I can just switch those gears in and out, and I've just put a block of wood there to guide it, and also this strip of metal that goes on a existing screw hole, and that just stops the gears engaging too hard, and that is very useful. So it saves the noise of the gears when you're not using them, and you can turn the lead screw by hand. Right, the other thing I've done is made a handle to go in the end here, and here's a little notch cut out, and there's the handle with a key, and it's just a matter when you want to do some threading, you could just easily put that in and turn. So when I'm threading on a piece in the lathe, I always turn this switch off to this, so I don't inadvertently start it up with the handle on, and I found this makes the turning of the handle a lot easier because there's no connection. Sorry about the wobbly camera. The next thing I did was to change the pulley on the motor to a smaller one, so that I got more torque when I was turning something large like a flywheel. So this is the original one. So this is the speed with the original pulley. Just over 1500 revs per minute. Here's the new pulley. I've got two grub screws with little pads behind which will protect the shaft, and I put that on like that. So I've swapped over the pulleys and put the adjusting screw back, but I've added a little spacer there because it needs to pull back a bit more, and I just tighten that, but not too tight, so there's a little bit of give there. So this pulley is 36 millimeters diameter and this one's 29, so we'll see what difference that makes. And the groove is 60 degrees, and you just need to do it so the belt sits level like that. So we'll try that out. I'll put the cover on and we'll try that out. So let's try the speed with the smaller pulley and see what we get. So around 1200. Of course it should be about 1200, but I think over time the electronics change and it tends to go faster. So the other thing with having a smaller pulley is that the motor turns faster and might keep cooler, because sometimes they do overheat. So that's that part, and I did find the torque more useful. The next thing I want to show you is the different stops and clamps I've put on the carriages, and the change to this cross slide dial. You know, when you get the machine, one revolution moves the carriage 1 millimeter, but that means that 2 millimeters comes off the diameter of the work, and I couldn't really work out why that was a good idea. So I've made a new scale here, and it actually shows one revolution being 2 millimeters off the scale. And so if you're here and you're at 1.5 millimeters and you want to take off another 5 millimeters, then you just turn it round to the 1, and you'll get the result you wanted without having to do calculations. So there, if I had something 12.7 millimeters and I wanted it to be 12, I'd work my way down to 0 and you get the result you want. The other things, I've made a carriage lock there which replaces the Allen screw, and a lock here and at this end. And also at the back here. You can fix that and you'll get a prompt when you've gone far enough. and this was made to house a bearing to make this turning easier. And then I thought, with a bit more material left, I can put this in, and you can sort of measure what you want, how deep you want to go, press that and lock it, and then that's where it will stop. And one more part here is for the lathe carriage. You can, when you get to the point you want to stop, you put that up and lock it, and you can always come back to that point a bit tighter, and that works very well.